we're going to learn how to use glue sponges, white glue, and glue sticks. To start our corn, we are going to start with a rectangle, but we have to turn this into an oval. So we will need a pair of scissors. There are lots of pairs of scissors that you will have to choose from. This is a really big scissors, and this is for large hands. This is for like a 4th, 5th, 6th grade student or an adult. So we're not going to use these big yellow ones. These two scissors are the good choices for us. They're for smaller hands. So if you choose to use this one, the red handle ones, your fingers are going to come in here and your thumb's going in the small hole. That makes that work. Now these have a cap to them. So you have to remove the cap before you can put your fingers in both holes and make them work like that. All right, so let's take this rectangle and make it into an oval. Here's the trick. We're going to take our scissors and round off the corners. So you take your scissors and round off the corners. We'll do this to all 4 corners. Yeah, take a look there. We have a really good start to our corn. We're now going to glue our oval onto a very large rectangle. Look how big that is. At the bottom of the rectangle, there's a white piece of, or a white sticker, and that's where we're going to put our name later. So that's the bottom, and then our corn is going to go right here, right above it. So we're going to use white glue to start out with, and then we're going to take this glue. Now it comes out super fast, so you have to be very careful. I'm not squeezing the bottle, hardly at all. And I'm making a line around my oval like this. I'm not squeezing at all. And then, this is going to sound kind of silly, but we're going to take our finger and smear that glue around the edge like this. Oh no, now I have glue on my finger. No worries. We're going to just take and wipe it off right in the middle, just like that. Now I can press this down in place right above the sticker. Hold it down with both of my hands. Make sure that there's no floppies. Floppies are parts that come up. Everything's glued down nice and tight. Perfect. Now we're ready for our next glue. For our next glue method, we're going to use a glue sponge. A glue sponge is a sponge that has glue on it. To open up the case that the glue sponges are in, you need to look at this little lid here, get your finger under there, and pop it open. The glue sponge stays inside the container. We never pull it out. We're going to make kernels for our glue. Now, I have strips of paper that I'm going to cut into the kernels. Purple, that'll work because we're putting it on top of that green. Orange, that's going to be good. Pink, that's going to be good. Dark green, but look at this. This color is the same as my cob. I'm not going to use this color at all. I'll set that aside. So let me show you how we're going to make the kernels. We'll take this big strip of paper and trim it up into some nice rectangles or squares. And you can do that with a couple of them to begin with. Now I'm going to use my glue sponge. These little pieces are perfect for the glue sponge. You put it on top of the glue sponge, poke it with your finger, and then press it right on top of your corn. Put the rectangle or square on your glue sponge, poke it once, and then place it on top of your cob. We're going to fill up this whole area with little kernels so that our cob looks more like the ornamental corn. This is starting to look really nice. It looks like corn. Now I'm going to make the husk. The husk is the part that you peel away from the corn. So I have some brown here, And you can cut it in waves or you can cut it straight. It's really up to you. You're going to make a couple of strips that will become your husk. And we're going to use a new glue for this part. We're going to use glue stick. Now when you're using glue stick, you want the glue to pop out of the top just a bit. So it's going to come out of its home just a tiny, tiny bit. That's going to make sure that we don't ruin the glue when we're using it. Then we're going to put a generous amount of glue onto the back of our paper and then bring it on over and press it down. If it happens to go off the paper a little bit, that's okay. It's still up just a little bitty bit. I'm not pressing too hard on the glue stick. I don't need to. It just goes on there pretty nice. Press this down with my fingers, making sure that there's no floppies. Any parts coming up? Nope. And I have one more to add. Maybe put some over here and here. And then press this down so that I have my husk on there nice and tight. Check for floppies. Uh-oh, I have a floppy. I'm going to go on here with my glue stick and press it down. Any other floppies? Uh-oh, here's a floppy on here. I can press that down too. All right, when I'm done using the glue stick, I'm going to put it back in its home. See you later. And put the cap on nice and tight. Super, super tight. You should hear this. Yeah, did you hear that click? Then we know that we're done. The last step that we're going to do is write our name right here on the bottom of our corn. And we will have a nice finished piece.